Hello everybody, it's me, Ivy, aka the main protagonist, having the time of my life, having just watched Once Upon Time, aka Chapter 3 of Doctor Who Flux. There was a lot going on in this episode. I would say it was almost as busy as the first episode, so a little confusing, a little, inflated a little bit, kind of hard to follow some stuff, but it was pretty enjoyable nonetheless. And I want to stress that I did literally just watch the video, so if I seem out of breath or like I'm talking too fast, I apologize. Right off the bat, I thought the intro to this episode that picks off right after that insane cliffhanger from last time, which you can see my reaction to if you click on the link above. I thought that was so cool. That scene of the Doctor talking to herself and just kind of moving in slow motion to grab Dan. I thought that was amazing. I love it when the Doctor talks to themselves and when we get that moment, because they have such a complex brain and we don't often kind of get a glimpse into really what they're thinking. It's really just we see it happen. And I always loved that when they did it with Capaldi, and so I love that they did that here. I thought that and just that slow-mo effect was so cool, and it made me just so hyped right off the bat and ready for the rest of the episode. And I really liked throughout the rest of the episode how they were all trapped in their own time streams. And I love that. I love the mystery of they see themselves and the others in other people's bodies and then trying to figure out where and when they are, what's happening. Just that really kind of dark and really scary in some parts with Dan's in the beginning with his storyline. I thought that was really creepy, and just that atmosphere in general that was present throughout the episode. Yeah, that was so cool. I loved how we got to see different points of their lives and just that confusion, and they're seeing the others and they're just what's going on, because I was confused and it was nice to see them be confused as well. I'm trying to think of what order to put this in, because I do have a notebook with some very poor handwriting because I was very excited, where I write down my thoughts in chronological order, but I'm does that make sense? I think I'll, let me get my pen. Let me get my Doctor Who pen to write down my thoughts on Doctor Who while I film a Doctor Who review video in my Doctor Who clothing and my Doctor Who slippers. Doctor Who, if you want to sponsor me and pay for my college education, you can do that anytime. I will never say anything bad about you again. I will do anything you ask, anytime. So, yeah, back to the video. Okay, it's been decided that the first thing I'll cover is the new character we met this episode, Belle. Now, at first, I'll admit I was kind of a little about her being in the episode, simply because I didn't see how it fit into things. I was really just kind of sitting there she seems cool, but why is she here when all this other stuff is going on? And I did start to think, when she kept talking about her love and finding her love, I thought, well, what if it's Vinder? I was telling myself, I feel like she's looking for Vinder and she's looking for him, and that's how she fits into this overarching story. And sure enough, I was correct. Now, it's kind of I don't know how they're gonna fit that love mission story thing in when there's so much other stuff going on, so I'll really have to see that play out before I give a full opinion on it. But I just thought it was so sweet, that message that they were sending, that love is the only mission, and that they really want to find each other. I thought that was so touching and so adorable, and I'm really rooting for them. You'll see in my reaction, my whole reaction to the final couple minutes is really just me fawning over them. Speaking of people being together, I have a couple gay comments to make. First of all, this episode had too many women in uniforms. I'm trying to pay attention to the plot. I'm trying to be what is going on? What's the story? What is happening? And it's just pretty woman in a uniform, and then another pretty woman in a uniform, and it's how am I supposed to cope? How am I supposed to live, laugh, love, and watch Doctor Who in these conditions? Okay, moving on to the other gay stuff, because believe it or not, I'm not the only gay stuff. I just want to say, I talked about fruitiness before in my review for episode 1. There was a moment in Yaz's time stream. She was playing video games with her sister, and there's a line where her sister talks about sexy women with nimble fingers, and right after that, the doctor took her place. And Yaz was like looking at her, and I was like the doctor switched places and was with Yaz after a line about sexy women with nimble fingers. Like, hello? I just, like, I was like, what, like, why would you put that in if not for the gays? Like, we gotta move on, because that's all I had to say, is I just had to point out that line, and I have to ask, did anybody else, was any other gay women in the audience sitting there like, hold on, because I know I was. Believe it or not, though, that is not the only moment in the episode I was freaking out over. In fact, the biggest thing that I freaked out over in that episode, compared to anything else, was the return of Jo Martin's fugitive doctor, which I have been wanting since she appeared in Series 12, and I kept thinking to myself, like, oh, I don't know if they'll do it in Series 13, but I was like, they have to. They have to bring her back, because she's so amazing in the role and the presence she brings and the story there. I was just, when Jo Martin's doctor showed up on screen, I literally screamed. And then I felt bad for screaming, but I couldn't stop screaming because I was so freaking happy. And then I took a video of my reaction, and Jo Martin herself saw it, and it's just been a weird day. Jo Martin just showed up. Oh, Jo Martin! Oh my god. Oh, Jo Martin! Seeing Jo Martin's doctor again made me so excited and so happy, and I am, more than anything, I'm so happy that we're finally getting more details into this whole Timeless Child business, because I'll admit, I was very scared when it was announced that Chris Chibnall was leaving along with Jodie Whittaker, that we wouldn't really see that resolution, that the next showrunner, which we now know is Russell T Davies, would kind of just scrap that and never really go into detail about that. And so it's nice that it seems like Chibnall is kind of bringing some form of resolution and some facts into the business before he goes. Also, when Cara Vanista was there, I was like, hello! Like, he was with the doctor. And that makes me wonder, like, in the stuff we've seen, in episode 1 and 2, does he know? Because he has to, because it's the same name. The doctor, unless she went by a different name, but I don't know. Like, does he know that 13 is, like, the doctor, the one that he served with in the division? Does he know? And I am so excited to see, like, just what's happening here. And it was so cool to see the two of them kind of face off against Swarm and Azure. And I just want to say, kudos again to the two actors who have played Swarm so far, because they are just excellent. That guy is so creepy, he's so cool, he's such a great villain. And props to them for bringing that to life. I just absolutely enjoyed it. Speaking of villains, we got a couple of more returning iconic villains in this episode, but the Daleks and Cybermen's paled in comparison to the appearance of the Weeping Angels. We started with that appearance in episode 1, very creepy seeing Claire, and I talked about how that was really terrifying for me, watching her get kind of blasted away and stuff. And then we got the Weeping Angels' brief appearance in Yaz's time stream flashbacks, where one of them comes out of the video game that her and her sister are playing, and that was so funny to me, aside from being scary, because everybody on Twitter was talking about how it was basically Doctor Who's new game, The Edge of Reality, and I was like, okay, but they can have some product placement as a treat because the season has been so great so far. They can have it as a treat. It's okay. And then, of course, the cliffhanger. Again, you'll see my reaction. I managed to film it again. But we saw the Weeping Angels come after Yaz out of her phone and then enter the TARDIS, and the episode ends with the Weeping Angels gaining control of the TARDIS. And how crazy is that? I want to know, more than anything though, why Yaz? Because think about it, Yaz was the one who saw them in her time stream flashback, and they came out of her phone. So I'm wondering myself, why Yaz? Why are the Weeping Angels coming after Yaz? and that, well, I believe we'll see in the next episode, which is called, I don't actually remember what it's called, but it had something to do with the Weeping Angels. But the next episode is Weeping Angel themed, and that looks excellent. That episode looks properly horrifying, and I'm so excited for it. And I wonder if we'll see the answer to my question of why are the Weeping Angels going after her? Why does it seem like she was almost their portal into the TARDIS and to the Doctor and the rest of her companions? I am getting severely out of breath here, so I should go ahead and capture my overall feelings, which are pretty positive. I didn't really have a lot to complain about this episode. I did think it was a little confusing and a little bit jumbled though, but that was really it. I'm curious to see if we see more of the Flux and Swarm next episode, because it seems like it is mostly Weeping Angel centric, so I'm a little curious about that. I think they really have to do, like, they have to use Swarm and Azure more, and they have to develop them more, and we gotta see more of them, because they are the big baddies of this season, and in time for the finale, we need to be really, like, hyped and immersed in their story. So I'm hoping we do see a little bit of them in the next episode. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and I'll let you watch my reaction to the final few minutes. You can watch me fawn over the love of Belle and Vinder, and you can watch me freak out about Weeping Angels in the TARDIS. Bitches, we're back with another cliffhanger. I'm feeling like rough this episode, so I don't know.
We have something of yours.
Oh. No, that lady is in the guy. I hate describing Doctor Who. How did he know? How did he know what that was? I knew it! I knew Belle was Vinder's love! Now I'm rooting for her and him so much.
Me and you're beautiful as your unborn child.
Vinder's a dad! Vinder's a dad!
Flux ripped through it.
No, and he probably doesn't know that she's alive.
No. I have to find someone.
He has to find someone. Okay. Is Yaz gonna get up by the Weeping Angels? Because I can't do that. I can't do another Weeping Angel related companion exit. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. They're here.
Keep your eyes on the angel. Stay behind me.
I think I'll just blink.
No. Huh?
The angel has the TARDIS.
The angel has the TARDIS? What? If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for joining me. I make these videos every week for Doctor Who Flux, and I am planning a lot of more videos for my channel. And if you made it to the end of this video, I'm assuming you liked it, which feels nice. Thanks for being here. I'm so bad at these outros, but yeah, if you like this video, feel free to leave a like below. And most importantly, if you want to talk to me about this episode, your feelings, what you thought about all the things I talked about, leave a comment below or go check me out on Twitter. I love talking with you guys and hearing what you think. You can also subscribe to my channel, but you don't have to do any of those things. I'm just here to have fun, and you should be too. I hope you're all staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I hope you're enjoying this season so far. Have a great day, night, whatever time it is for you, and goodbye.